Hey,
Are you about ready to do it? Are we ready to launch in?
I'm sure I'm alarmingly ready.
That's alarmingly ready. Well, okay then. I think, Vitoon, we can go live on Twitch.
All right, give me a second.
Okay, what is this? This is week 51, I think.
But who's counting?
Yeah, week 51 of our Live from the Rainbow Room series. We started almost a year ago.
Does that mean one more show? Next week's show is the year anniversary?
Yes.
Wow. Maybe I could sing one line from every song I've done the entire series.
I feel much older, don't you?
You do feel older, Brian. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, here we are. It's like May, springtime already, 2021. Things are looking brighter on so many levels. So we want to welcome you all to the Rainbow Room in Asbury Park, sponsored by Piccadilly Specialties, the nonprofit organization that distributes Rainbow Quest, the LGBTQ plus board game that engages, educates, engages, and affirms, and even more.
And empowers. Don't forget
empowers. Oh, and empowers, of course.
We're learning our verbiage.
Okay, come on in, y'all. Welcome to our Rainbow Room, you VIPs on Zoom, and Facebook friends who LinkedIn. We're recording so you know the best part of the show is seeing what you're thinking. Help yourselves and sing along. If you don't know the song, that's fine, 'cause we can't hear you. Our show is sponsored by Rainbow Quest. Lots of theme tchotchkes in our treasure chest at www.rainbowquest.org. Of course, long as we're locked down, it's nice just to know friends are here with us, enjoying our show. This is our small gift to you for joining us on Tuesday's Rainbow Room.
Yay! Thanks so much for coming and joining us tonight on the Rainbow Room.
Let the fun begin in a safe place.
Yes, we're going to have a lot of really great music you're going to get to share tonight, and we're going to have a very special guest. The Reverend Yolanda is going to come and raise everybody's spirits. You will be so impressed.
I've never enjoyed church so much as when we would go to Reverend Yolanda's happy hour with 2-drink minimum. I mean, that was divine.
Divine indeed.
Yeah.
We can't wait for those to start happening again. I hope they will be. We'll find out from Yolanda if there's any of those in our future.
You know, when Yolanda does that, it's like whatever venue it is, it's a safe place.
Oh, I'm just enjoying Sarah's little view of her bunny rabbit there, if you can see it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Thanks for sharing that, Sarah.
All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. When guns are all around us, quick to purchase, quick to use, our leaders fight to guard the rights of those who would abuse. We must listen to the children who are marching for their lives, for freedom and to be free from fear and one less way to die. Because all we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know. A safe place. Say it with us. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know a safe place. We follow our own natures as everyone must do. You are listening to your heart, I listen to mine too. There is a spark within you that cannot be denied. That little light that shines within, too beautiful to hide. And all we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know a safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know a safe place. To realize you're different and to feel you don't belong can leave a person scared to live, afraid of being wrong. But when we teach diversity, that we all have a part, we open up our minds to wisdom and open up our hearts, because all we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know a safe place. All we need is a safe place to learn, to grow, to love, to know a safe place. To learn, to grow, to love, to know a safe place.
Oh, Martin, it's so good to see all the people that have joined us here tonight.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
from
you. It is
near,
wonderful.
from far,
And
from
both.
other dimensions and
Across
other
the road,
species.
across all kinds of places, indeed. Well, we are very excited tonight. Our very special guest is a very dear friend, the Reverend Yolanda. Reverend Yolanda, why don't you say hi to us all? You can unmute now.
Hi!
Hi.
Howdy, everybody.
Oh, it's so great to see you, Reverend Yolanda. I love the Southern in your voice. You know, I grew up in Georgia, and so it's always
that's
so
right.
sweet. Always so sweet to hear your drawl.
I'm from Brooklyn. Where are you from, Reverend Yolanda?
Well, originally from Alabama, but
No,
now I live in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Yeah.
Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah. Here's to getting out.
I
Now,
know,
do
right?
you still have a lot of friends down in Alabama? Do you still go down there?
Yeah, it's really, really interesting. And I'm going to share later when we play the Queero video. But my mom passed away in 2019.
Oh, I'm sorry to
And-
hear.
Oh, thank you. It's always unusual in those situations, like a lot of times you see people that you haven't seen in ages, right?
Yeah, since you're a little child.
Yeah, exactly. So I was actually able to reconnect with many old friends and was very wonderfully surprised, at the outcome of what's actually happening in my hometown. It's actually much, much better than what I expected. And I'm actually very proud of my friends there.
That's really wonderful. I found the same thing when I finally started going back to my hometown of Milledgeville. Milledgeville had moved along just like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And where I didn't feel safe to come out when I lived in Milledgeville, but when I came home and went to my niece's wedding and Brian and I walked arm in arm down the aisle of the church together, and I was just looking and nodding at everybody that looked at us.
Yes.
But was very warmly greeted, warmly accepted by everyone who knew me. They probably always knew I was gay.
It wasn't the deliverance I was expecting.
So did you feel like people sort of recognized, oh, this is who you were all along? you kind of feel like
Oh,
they got that?
absolutely. Especially my cousins. I grew up, I have one brother. However, mostly I was never interested in boy things at all. And so I basically grew up with my three girl cousins. And they taught me everything I needed to know about makeup and hair and clothes. And
How fortunate! Doesn't the Great Spirit send us exactly who we need sometimes?
absolutely, absolutely. And that was certainly my three cousins when I was growing up. So it was wonderful to reconnect, with them and a lot of other people in my hometown that I did not know were a part of the LGBTQ community turned up. Uh,
Yay!
I know at the funeral, and we got to, oh my God, it was really quite amazing. So, you know, my mother brought blessings from beyond, in
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of ways,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
Yolanda, I remember when we went to your church with Two Drink Minimum in Manhattan, you were telling us about your mother's passing, and there
Oh,
was
yes,
quite a story that went with that. Is that
yes.
part of the video you'll be sharing, or do I need to prompt you to tell us about this eerie, mystical, heartwarming experience?
Yes, that's right. I actually the video is a different story, but yes, you're absolutely right. On the night my mother died, I was performing on stage at in the village in Greenwich Village in a staged reading. It wasn't a play, but it was like a, if you will, like a live documentary. It was sort of like, it's called You Sound Like a Girl, and it was
Wow.
stories from different women's lives.
Uh-huh.
So I was on stage and I was talking about my mom, and there was a big picture of her projected behind me, and
Uh-huh.
I was singing a song that I wrote for my mom,
Oh my God.
and she was passing at the time I was on stage. And it
Uh,
just so happened that that was a Friday the 13th, and it was a full moon. So I was
woo!
incredibly moved by that. And there's more to this story because later, um, my mother had saved some inheritance for me and passed it down to me, and we were able to buy a plot of land in Vermont with that
Sweet.
inheritance that has an amazing view of the night sky.
Oh,
So I feel like the full moon, when she passed on the full moon, she gave us this piece of property, and you would not, we're building a moon pavilion on the
sweet.
property.
So your mother gave you the sky.
Yeah, she did.
That's magnificent. That's
She
magnificent.
did.
I'm so glad I asked.
Hey, thank you. I would love to share one of your videos here. Is it okay if we play Quirio?
No, I'd love to. I wanted to play Thundering
The
Goddess Dance remix
let's
first
do that.
because this is in many ways in honor of Freddie, because Freddie produced this. So my latest CD is called Yolanda Nanda, and I have many, and I'm going to share some more songs from it. But this particular song is called Waheguru. Well, I did the original song in a slower tempo, and then I asked Freddie if he could do a dance remix, and so he did, and it's amazing. And I created a video for it, so I'd love to share that with now in honor of my sweet brother Freddie.
Uh, that's wonderful. And by the way, when she said Freddie is Freddie Freeman, he was our guest last week,
Yes.
and a multi-talented man and a
And
good
I would
friend.
love for Freddie to make dance mixes out of Martin's stuff.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't say that out loud.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Over a vocal.
Let me let's play this video. This is a piece of Yolanda. You're gonna, I think you're gonna be surprised by the worlds Yolanda has inside of her. Here we go. Okay. Let's say, boom, and Manicam. That should be doing it. Let's see. Have we got it now?
Getting there.
We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are expression of the greatest of the greatest. The sacred mystery that eliminates the darkness from our minds and turns us toward the light of love. We are blessed with this glorious journey. Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh. I live to tell, it is well with my soul. I have confidence in who I am. We live to tell our stories together. I have confidence in who we are. Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh. Listen to the voice that likes you. She will tell you we are one. So let us dance into the oneness together. With confidence in who we are. The light in you sees the light in me. We shine together in glory. Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh. Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh, Waheguru Ji Kao Kao Sa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Fateh.
Waheguru.
Yay.
Wow, that was
Oh,
fun.
That was so beautiful.
thank
Yolanda.
you.
Really wonderful. Great, great, great video too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh God, yeah.
Lots of good visuals.
I didn't even know Cecil B. DeMille was still alive.
So, Yolanda, can you tell me a little bit about your journey from, wow, you've had so many journeys in your life, but the journey from Southern Baptist gospel, hair piled high, closer to God, to this reverend of Middle Eastern religious background.
Yeah, well, so so I was born and raised in the South and grew up, in a traditional Christian church, a Methodist church actually. Then I got very involved with the Jesus Freak movement. This was in the 70s. And I moved into a commune called the Jesus Manor. And that's where I started writing songs and playing with a band. That's the first time. I was 17 when I moved into the Jesus Manor. And I was in my last year of high school because my parents had moved to a different city and left me alone to finish my high school.
Wow.
Living at the Jesus Manor, which was like an incredible experience. So this was the time when, we were talking about the hippie Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And peace,
wore
love,
long hair, and yeah. He was cool.
So it was very different than the sort of toxic, brand of fundamentalism that we see tossed around today. It was really functioning as a peace, love, and understanding kind of community. However, there were lines drawn about queerness and homosexuality and all that stuff. So I fell in love with my roommate. His name was Roger, which is actually my birth name.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was going to say Roger and Roger.
So I came out kind of, I came out. So I'm in love with Roger. I come out of the closet and I get, kicked out of the commune. So
so much for brotherly love.
Yeah.
Right.
Who would Jesus kick out?
I know, right? What would Jesus do? So anyway, I turned my back on the church for many, many years and explored different avenues. And so I left the Jesus Manor and went to college and majored in theater, like any, good queer would do.
Right.
And so, after that, I moved to New York City and began that journey. Then later on in the early 90s, I met the Radical Fairies, which are a group of divine feminine people who are very connected to earth-based spirituality and the divine feminine. So that's where, and then I left New York City in 1993. I moved to New York in 83. Then I left in 93 and moved into another commune in Vermont with the Radical Fairies.
Yeah. All right. And that's when things really started to get magic.
That's right. And so that's when I claimed the name Yolanda and started living into my trans femme life, and performing and writing music. And it was also when I first became diagnosed with HIV. So I decided at that point that I would live my life, out loud and proud, and whoever didn't like it could, curse my whatever,
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, I became Yolanda, and I created the band Yolanda the Plastic Family. Moved back to New York City. That's when I met you guys, and met Freddie. And then my journey in New York in the early 2000s hit a rock bottom for me. I became very lost and confused. And at that point, I met my husband, and we decided to go to seminary. And what the seminary we chose is called One Spirit Interfaith Seminary. So by this time in my life, I had already been exposed to many different spiritual paths. I knew the Kabbalah. I knew a lot about it, mysticism, and that kind of paranormal, all kinds of stuff. So I went to One Spirit Interfaith Seminary and graduated as Reverend Yolanda in 2011, and that's when we decided to create, I created Reverend Yolanda's Old Time Gospel Hour, which was a Mac Award-winning show here in New York City. But then,
hell yeah,
and well deserved.
Yes, well deserved.
But people would come up to me after the show and they would say, well, if church was really like this, I would come. So
Yeah.
that's why Glenn and I started Church with a 2-Drink Minimum, which again, Freddie has been very integral to, and was early on with us every month as we built Church with a 2-Drink Minimum, he and Jay. So we did that for many, many years until 2019. And now we do Church with a 2-Drink Minimum every week online. But however, the progression of the relationship to spirituality has certainly grown, and changed since my early days. So I don't claim to be religious. I'm not religious. I'm a spiritual person. and a minister and a music minister in specific. So what I do now is create music that hopefully inspires the heart. And currently, I'm very, very, very fascinated with mantra, of the Hindu tradition. And so actually, again, thank you, Freddie. Freddie and I worked on 2 albums together called Reverend Yolanda's Country Gospel Kirtan, which was the beginning of my exploration of this bringing gospel and Hindu music together, Sanskrit chanting, together. So I've been working on that now for a while, and my latest release in that vein is called Yolanda Nanda, and that's what you just heard. So I'm very interested in mantras because for me, they help change my thinking, and it gives me some place to put negative energy or whatever when I encounter problems. So I go into, singing a mantra. So Waheguru Ji Kalkasa is actually a phrase that is a greeting. And it's a Punjabi greeting that says, I see the light in you. You are the light,
Sweet.
And so that's a nice thing to think about and to say to someone.
Yeah. Well,
So it wasn't the menu at an Indian buffet.
What?
Nothing. I'm a foodie.
It's not the menu at an Indian buffet. I wanted to share, if I may, this is us in the early days.
Yes.
I think this may have been the first time we actually met you. And you got this, you can, there's an entire piece of your costume that's wrapping around behind all of us while you're displaying one lovely nipple through the costume. Freddie, I mean, you've always been a gender warrior, is what we met first. And I'll never forget from the Nashville sessions, you showed up wrapped in saran wrap with tap-on bosoms.
Yes.
You could slap your bosoms and they lit up. It was you were just so astonishing.
Yeah, that was one of Freddie's Bearapalooza events in Nashville.
A Bearapalooza event.
Yes.
Such fun. Such fun.
Kmart, baby, Kmart.
What was that, Freddie?
Kmart.
Oh, Kmart. We went to Kmart to get those. They were touch-on lights, that you stick on the wall and you can touch them and they come on. Yeah. I was very into plastic wrap, and on lights. That was my moment for all of that.
It was effective.
It was very effective.
Well, it was like a Santa costume, wasn't it? No, that was Freddie.
That was Freddie in the Santa costume. So anyway, you've always been just a bright light. Hey, can we? I would love to share the Queerio video. Is that okay?
Yes, it's
Wonderful.
pronounced Queero. And
Queero.
yeah, and it's about a friend of mine who became my ally in 4th grade when I was being
Oh.
bullied.
Oh, right.
We've been friends all these years, and she does amazing work. She's a straight woman in my hometown who does amazing social activism work in my hometown, and has had a great influence on the community. I love her very much. So because I came out early, because I was in 4th grade, I declared in front of the room in show and tell that I'm a homosexual. So I made a big declaration, and it got me into trouble. And,
of course. In Alabama.
In Alabama. And so this girl that I met, she became my friend when nobody else would be my friend, and they would call me queer, which I claim now as my banner, but back then it was an insult. But they called her Queero because she hung out with me.
Mm-hmm. Just an interesting tidbit, Yolanda, that we have an experience in common. When you were in the 4th grade, I was in the 6th, 7th grade, maybe, when Time magazine came out with the word homosexual written across the top.
That was the article. That was the article.
Just enough
I took it to school.
I grabbed it and ran to the bathroom.
Yes.
And read it. And it had this wonderful article about that we existed. That was the first acknowledgement that I was part of a we. And then it had an interesting article about how they were curing people by attaching electrodes to our nether parts and showing us photographs. And if we responded in the wrong way to the wrong photograph, our wee-wees would get electrocuted.
Yes.
That's what you were told in the 4th grade, and I was told in the 7th grade. I happened to live on the grounds of the state mental institution because my dad worked there. And I knew, they could probably do this for free for families.
Mm-hmm.
I locked that closet door like you would never believe. And I never cracked it open again until I was 24 years old.
I understand.
That's how I went. But that magazine is what got you to come out in the 4th grade. And I'm so proud that was your response. That was exciting.
I don't think I came out in the 4th grade to the public, except that I did bring my Haitian friend home for lunch, and I told my mother that I wanted to marry him. And I don't know which was more disturbing to her, that he was Haitian or a guy.
Yeah.
Well, so someday I'll do a seance and try to find out.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this video here, and enjoy that.
Beautiful.
Here we go. Da, 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 da. Boom. And boom.
Om Krim Kalekaye Namaha. Om Krim Kalekaye Namaha. Om Krim Kalekaye Namaha. I knew a girl, they called her Queero. She was my friend, she was my shero. We would proclaim that we were witches, and we cast spells on bullies and bitches. We'd say, burn away my shame. She became a cheerleader, and I became the one who was queerer. And when everyone else was embarrassed of me, Queero became like family. We'd say, turn away my shame. Turn away my pain. I am Queero. I am Queero. My family moved away and we lost touch. The pain of losing Queero was too much. But the memory of our friendship made me strong to face my hardships for many years to come. My Facebook searches found a woman who grew from that girl. I finally felt her loving embrace at my mother's funeral. She's still my friend. She's still my hero. Living in our hometown, she fights for rights for all of us queeros. We still cast spells on bullies and bitches, 'cause me and Queero, we're powerful witches. And we say, turn away our shame. Burn away our pain. We are Queero. We are Queero.
Woohoo!
Oh, thank you, everybody.
That's just amazing. Just an amazing piece of music. And
Oh,
yeah.
what an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I wanted to mention that I turned the song into a storybook, and thus all of the pictures and everything. The illustrations are by a radical fairy by the name of Ben Wu. He's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And we created a hardcover storybook. So if you want one, it's at yolandananda.net.
YOLANDANANDA.
Right, Yolanda Nanda, the bliss of Yolanda.
And it's .net.
Yes, yolandananda.net.
.net. I like that. No, it's going. Wonderful. I think Brian's ready for a commercial here.
Well, that's a great segue into a word from our sponsor, Rainbow Quest.
Yay!
Yeah, it's the LGBTQ board game that educates, empowers, engages and affirms.
Yes.
So I just want to embarrass myself just a little bit. This is, of course, our Rainbow Quest theme song. Rainbow Quest, Rainbow Quest. It's a great board game. It's a gay board game. You'll have such fun with all of your friends. LGBT facts of history, culture, milestones of pride, including your own. Rainbow Quest, Rainbow Quest. Hidden from history, no longer a mystery. With old and new friends, it's outrageous fun. Rainbow Quest. It's the journey of a lifetime. Check it out at www.rainbowquest.org. You'll be glad you did.
He's up there. They're up there.
Okay.
You'll be glad you did.
Okay, and that's Vitamina Benjamin.
Vitamina Benjamin.
Yes. If you feel pooped out and listless, Rainbow Quest is for you.
Yeah. So this is a song dedicated to you and dedicated to Queero and dedicated to Stephen and other people that I went to school with. We found each other and we knew each other even though none of us were able to come out. Sometime in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for no one can fill those of your needs that you don't let show. You just call on the brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Just call on the brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Yay!
Boy, I need something to lean on when I get up every morning.
True. That's
Is it damp? It's my arthritis acting up.
That's it. Everybody can hear okay. We're doing good. Wonderful.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
I don't know. So, can you talk, Yolanda, about your, again, more about your transition from being the gender warrior into the, how do you describe yourself? You're not a trans woman. How do you what words do you use to describe yourself?
Well, I use she, her pronouns,
Okay.
but I describe myself as trans, femme, gender queer, meaning
Trans, femme, gender queer.
Yes.
Okay,
I know that's a lot of words,
that's
but
okay.
those words fit me, I think, specifically very well. I mean, we all have a unique relationship to our gender. And as we're discovering, it's not just this or that, you
Right.
know, really for
It's a rainbow.
it's a rainbow. Yeah. So you know, um I live sort of in the non-binary world, I suppose you would say, but skew very heavily into the feminine, so therefore trans femme. But I don't, I haven't had any surgeries or hormones or anything like that. So my body is the same, and therefore genderqueer. Therefore I use the words genderqueer.
Okay.
So I feel emotionally as a very feminine being, and I have what the doctor calls a male body, but
Yeah. Okay.
but none of those things really, I mean, what the physical self is only a portion of the whole package, right? This is
Right.
how I look at it,
Mhm.
And so when I grew up in a society, which we all did, that differentiates gender as being this or that, and I'm just one of those people that don't relate to it that way,
Mhm.
and so this is a progression that I've come to after many years of trying to fit in as a male, as a gay male, in the gay male world. You see what I mean? So it was always very frustrating until once again my friend Freddie comes to the rescue and helps me understand a few things at a retreat at Easton Mountain, which was it was called Cunity. I'm not sure. It was when Will Fisher was the executive director, and we had a lot of different very, very diverse groups of people coming to spend time there.
Will was a very fluid person as well.
Yes. And so we were having a circle, and my husband was with me, and we were going around the circle saying what our pronouns were. And it came to me, and I said, "Hi, I'm Yolanda, she, her, hers." And I had never said that before, And it came to me, and my husband's sitting there going, "Oh yeah, that's right, you are." You know what I mean?
I'm getting chills. It's great.
And Easton Mountain is a safe place for that to happen in.
That's right.
Yes. So it was, so now I've sort of solved the problem, if you will, and I feel comfortable wherever I go. But it was a long journey for me because I didn't really understand it myself. It took me a really long time, to understand myself. So, we didn't have words for all of the variations of gender expression when I was growing up,
Right. Yeah, you were a boy or a girl.
Right.
That was it. Right. You had two choices.
So, I am so grateful for Easton Mountain and for Freddie and for Will and for all of the younger people in the trans rainbow that I've met, over the last few years that have helped me come to a better understanding of myself,
That's wonderful. Well, you make me feel more comfortable by being yourself. I appreciate that.
Right.
Yolanda, when I met you that day, when you were wearing that reptilian gender warrior costume, you made me feel more comfortable immediately from that moment forward. I don't know why. It just happened.
I love that outfit. I still have it, and I still have the ponytail.
Okay, so Yolanda, I know you can't stay too much longer with us tonight, so I want to do a teeny Rainbow Quest moment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you a question from the game
Oh, okay. Let me see. I gotta get
called
my
Just
glasses.
Between Us.
He'll read it out loud to you.
Oh, okay.
Is
Thanks.
there anything about yourself that has changed in the past year?
Is there anything about yourself that has changed in the past year?
We know it's been quite a year for most people, especially for those of us who are alive to be able to talk about it. So
Yeah.
I figured let's enjoy that opportunity and find out if there was anything that, you know, really changed in you for the past year.
Oh, absolutely. Well, on the outside, we were able to, in the external world, I had the opportunity with my husband to buy this piece of land that I was telling you about in Vermont. So that's a huge, big change and a life goal, actually, for me and my husband.
Is that near any cities?
It's close to Brattleboro.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
go back to your story. I was just curious.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And then on the inside, this year has changed me in ways so deeply that it's hard to put into words, really. Some of it is about looking at things the way they are. You know what I mean? Like really having a good look at who people are, who they say they are, believe them when they say who they are, you know, and also a deeper connection to that which I call spirit, you know, that which motivates me, empowers me, and is my life source energy. You know, I've come to really enjoy my daily meditation practice, you know, and my times. Thank you. That's Glenn in the other room.
We love Glenn.
The aforementioned husband.
Yes. So I guess the biggest change I would say is that it has given me the opportunity to go deeper and to find out what is most valuable to me, you know, and to learn to trust my community, to trust people around me, even if they're behaving badly. Now, this sounds counterintuitive, I know, but I have a deeper trust in the goodness, if you will, of humanity. And I've had such an opportunity over the last year I also do work with Drag Queen Story Hour. So I meet a lot of children and I meet a lot of young families. And the opportunity that Zoom has provided over the past year is to meet families from all over the world, you know? So so I'm doing Drag Queen Story Hour, you know, and people are tuning in from Europe and from Africa, you know, different places, you know.
Wow.
And one of the things I notice is that the generation that is growing up right now has a very different mindset, you know, and is not particularly motivated from the pursuit of capitalism and material gain and you know, consume, which we've been sold for the last 65 years. Yeah, I'm turning 65. So I see a shift. I see an openness. I see young, beautiful children and wonderful parents that are raising their children to live in a diverse world, you know, and at the same time, horrible things are happening too. So one has to find a way to hold both things, you know.
Yeah. And, just a quick aside. Yes. I read today that Her Majesty, the Queen of England, has agreed to ban all kinds of conversion therapy in Great Britain.
Yay!
Hail Queen! Yes, Hail Mary. And the other thing I just learned is that a new national landmark was dedicated in San Francisco at the cottage where Del Martin and Phyllis Lyon, the first same-sex married couple, resided. And that just became a new national landmark. So yes, there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of horror.
Yes.
But there's a lot of good things. And it depends on what you train your brain to look for, I think. And I appreciate that you help to train people to see the good, the beautiful, the spiritual, and the authentic, and to take that lesson with them, creating safe spaces all around. Yeah.
It's very important. And thank you for your song, Safe Space. That's absolutely beautiful. I love that.
Feel free to contribute a verse.
Oh, oh cool. Okay.
2 rhymed couplets, that's all it takes.
It's folk music, Reverend Yolanda. That's what you do. You folk it up. You add new verses.
That's right.
That's what I learned from hanging out with people like him.
Well, this is a song. This is a song that does not need any new verses.
Oh, by the way, Reverend Yolanda, trans, femme, gender, queer is the same number of syllables as Lithuanian. So no problem. People don't gripe about calling people Lithuanians or Transylvanians. So you could be trans, femme, gender, queer.
Why, thank you.
You know, go for it. Be you.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb.
Oh, my back.
There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Each of you. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to last, enough to shine. If you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for Amen. Over the rainbow, there's a place for us. Thanks so much. Yeah, I just had to squeeze that song in. Had a lot of good songs picked out tonight, but I've had so much fun.
We can hear you. We heard you harmonizing. Vitoon is running our sound remotely from Amherst, Massachusetts. He can do things. You might think you're muted. You might think we can't see you. But we see you, we hear you, we feel you, Freddie.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm really kidding. You're safe. Vitoon is powerful, but, you know, he's not that powerful.
So, Reverend Yolanda, how might a person tune in to church with a 2-drink minimum on
Oh, please
virtually?
join us every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh.
And you can join by going to yolanda.net/church.
Well, that's good to know because I didn't know that. And we do a 4 o'clock family reunion Zoom each Sunday. And since none of those people are with us tonight, and they usually are, I mean, I could say I could use a drink after that, at least 2.
Well, we've really enjoyed church with a 2-drink minimum at Don't Tell Mamas, right?
Mm.
Yes.
And other places.
Well,
At the Unitarian Church on Christopher Street.
Yes, that was
we've
totally fun.
Been to many of them.
That place on First Avenue in the East Village.
Yes, at Sidewalk Cafe.
Sidewalk Cafe.
Not there anymore. So, yeah.
Wow. And it's so beautiful. You share music, and Reverend Glenn gets up and tells amazing stories.
He does.
And all the beautiful harmony.
Oh, you have amazing
you've got
backup
a whole band
vocalists.
there and backup vocalists. It's just, man, I want to be in your band.
It's so much better than the 700 Club.
Yeah.
Well, we will start those up again when we feel that it's safe to do them live. When everything is really cool with that. However, on May 22nd, and I just got this confirmed today, I'm going to do my first live stream concert. And it'll be my first concert that I've done since 2019, since the last time you guys saw me. It's not officially a church with a 2-drink minimum, but it is just going to be a live stream concert. And I am going to put a Facebook, event together and put the link in and everything like that. But
so
if you want to know,
you can be found on Facebook at just Yolanda, Reverend Yolanda, Facebook.
Yeah, it will show up on my Facebook page. Yes. Okay. So it's going to be May 22nd, 8 p.m. And I'm just now formulating, all the details about it. But I'm excited.
How do we get the drinks out of our computers? And will there be a breathalyzer? Well, I want to mention we for New York City Pride this year, we are going to be right down the street, like almost next door to Marie's Crisis, with our pop-up for Rainbow Quest.
That's
and
fantastic.
We'd be delighted if you want to stop by, and you could do a little lively, sidewalk evangelizing or something. Whatever. We'll be there.
We'd welcome you. We'd welcome anybody that's anywhere around the city. June, what is it?
June 27th.
June 27th.
The venue that's hosting us is the Little Owl Cafe, and we're not sure if it's going to be their corner location on Grove Street or if it will be adjacent to Marie's Crisis in their event space.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, stop by and pick up some free swag.
We're going to have some swag for people. So, feel free to join us.
Because your place in Vermont is going to need a lot of stuff. Even if you're anti-consumerism, you still will need a lot of stuff to fill up a big Vermont place.
I have plenty of stuff, Brian. Thank you.
When in doubt, you can just hang your closet on the wall, right?
Oh, but Yolanda, what you're saying about younger people today, they are so sick of the ridiculous, arbitrary gender binary rules, for one thing, gender role stereotyping. They're over it. There's no reason for it. They know that. And they also have seen what 40 years of Reaganomics has done to all of us. It's made us greedy and selfish and litigious and unhappy. And after the pandemic, I've been reading that so many people have reevaluated what they've been devoting their energy towards, and the pandemic has allowed them to rediscover their values. And it's not about competing and status. So it is a very interesting turning point with this administration to see a really kinder, gentler, more progressive, more loving nation emerge. I hope.
I love that people are really going within and finding out what's valuable for them, and I think that's incredibly, important. And I've discovered that being closer to nature and how nature operates is incredibly important to me. So that's one reason why we purchased our land.
Yeah,
So
that's
and
wonderful.
eventually we'll be moving up there full time, but it's going to take us a little while to get that
Oh yeah,
done. Yeah.
yeah. You're gonna put a yurt up there?
We're not going to put a yurt, but we do have plans for a home that we're about to build. Yeah.
Nice, 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 nice. Vermont's beautiful. It's a beautiful
It
area. I
is.
drove through a little corner of it just a couple of days ago, but don't tell anybody.
Well, are you going to
Oh,
let other people live there?
no.
Oh, because I just had a feeling that some people in our audience tonight might actually have an interest in some kind of congregate, adult queer living community.
One never knows.
Yeah, we're
One
not
never
going to be
knows.
set up for that because we just don't have the acreage for that kind of thing. But
Togetherness.
yeah, exactly. But we're planning on growing food and raising food for ourselves and others. Sharing food. That's a big thing for me.
That's
So
the best example of othering I've ever heard. Yeah, usually it's a bad thing, but that's a good thing. I'm an other. I like food.
Oh, Freddie is saying send them over here. Yeah, Easton Mountain has a better setup for that kind of cohabitation situation. We're on a small plot of land with only not very much acreage, but
Right.
our intention is to, like I said, grow food and be good neighbors,
Yeah.
and be part of a community that uh, is concerned about each other, that gives to each other,
That's a wonderful thing.
that's what
That's a
we're
wonderful thing.
wanting to do. We live in a small village of 425 people.
Oh, have you met some of the people there? Have they met
Oh
you?
yes. Oh
Oh,
yes.
wonderful. Oh, that's so exciting. That's so exciting.
Well,
We're
as a matter
making
of fact, just down the road, we live up here, and down here, down the road, a couple of miles, are some very good friends of ours that we from the Radical Fairs that we've known for over 20 something years. So it's a lovely, and there's a lesbian couple 3 lots down from it, 3 lots down. So we have a little, gayborhood. We have a little queerborhood there.
yay.
It's very sweet. Yeah.
It sounds just like
Neighborhoods in the
Manhattan
country.
without a saxophone player on the fire escape.
Oh, right.
Well,
And yes, Freddie just mentioned that I'll be close to him. I'm about an hour and a half, I think, from where Easton Mountain is, so it's not that far. Yeah.
that's Greenwich, New York.
Yes, in Greenwich,
So
New York.
wonderful.
Martin, you're not supposed to say that out loud.
Mhm.
Greenwich, New
It's
York.
a secret location.
Oh,
They do pronounce it Greenwich up here, though.
oh.
No.
They do.
Well, now we made it even more secret. Everyone go to Greenwich, New York. Where? Easton Mountain, where?
So, Reverend Yolanda, thank you so much for being our guest. It's just been an honor to have you anywhere near us, as always.
I can reach out and touch you. Like, right?
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
And I'm fully vaccinated, so I can kiss you.
Ah, oh boy. Oh boy.
He's so
So
sweet.
the way we always close the show is that we love to sing a closing song, but none of us know the same closing song, so we all sing our own.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you think of any song that you feel like is a good closing song, we just all unmute and sing at the same time. So we're really getting the benefits of singing together, and the fact that we're all singing different stuff doesn't matter at all.
That's awesome. Well, I quickly want to say thank you to you two for having me. It's so sweet and wonderful to see you. And Barbara just popped up a little message there. And thank you, Barbara. Thanks so much. It's so nice to meet you too. Sarah. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. It's so nice to meet you too. And what a lovely time together. Thanks, y'all, very much.
So much. Give a big hug to Greg for us.
Oh, I will.
All right, all right. So now's the time that we all sing our very own song. Next week is going to be Glenn, and everybody else too.
Free hugs for everybody.
Free hugs.
2-drink minimum.
So next week is going to be our first annual show.
Wow.
How wild is that?
Can't believe it.
Who would have imagined? But when we went into COVID, there was no end in sight. So It's very nice to finally have come around and that there is an end in sight. What a difference a year will make.
Yeah.
So let's all, to raise spirit in the whole world, let's all sing some song together. On your mark, get set.
I'm so glad we had this time.
I'm an alien love.
Have a laugh or sing a song. I'm an alien love. Just get started before you know it. There's the time we have to say so long. I'm an alien love child.
I'm an alien love child.
Again.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody
Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us.
Thank you, Reverend Yolanda. Thank you, Glenn, for letting her out.
Good to
Thank
see
you,
you, buddy.
everybody from all over the world, for tuning in. And
Stephen,
remember, we're sponsored by Rainbow Quest, www.rainbowquest.org.
and Dwayne and Barbara and all you folks that we've yet to meet. Thanks very much. Love you. Be well. Enjoy spring. Whoopee!
Well, y'all. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.